Hello friends, you're with the Lonesome Gamer, and tonight I'm playing Relic by Fantasy Flight Games. The game is settled in the Warhammer 40k universe, which was developed by Games Workshop, and it is based on the Talisman game system, which was also developed by Games Workshop. I already did a playthrough of Talisman 2nd edition, so if you don't know that, it might be a good idea to watch it before you watch this playthrough of Relic. It's pretty difficult to introduce you in the Warhammer 40k universe, especially because I have not a lot of knowledge about it, just the basic ideas, and I'm really not an expert in this field. And it's a very, very big, complicated and fascinating universe, which has grown over the last, I don't know, 20 or 25 years or so. Basically, the humans have explored the galaxy. They managed to solve the problem of the light speed barrier, and well, they live now on millions of different planets, and of course there are other species, and they have constant trouble with them. There are the orcs, very technically advanced orcs. They have whatever machine guns and kind of laser rifles, and well, everything you need to be a match for an advanced civilization. And then you have the Eldar, which are kind of well, they come like elf-like people basically. And you have, for example, the Tyranids. These are, well, they are similar to the alien creatures in the movie Alien. And I already did some fighting against them in my playthrough of Space Hulk and Space Hulk Death Angels. So if you've seen that, you will meet them again here. So these are basically the three main enemy factions that we will meet in the base game of Relic. I assume there will be more expansions coming up. I hope, at least. If they do it as they did with Talisman, then we can expect really a lot of stuff. But it depends on the popularity, I guess, on the success. But let's hope for some expansions here. Okay, so, well, let's set up the game. Okay, the game is not set yet, but before I do this, I just want to give you an occasion to admire this wonderful board. In my opinion, it's definitely one of the greatest boards, the most beautiful boards that I've ever seen. Maybe the most beautiful board. It's absolutely outstanding. So I just want to go here a little bit closer to the different spaces to give you an option to watch this, because this is just awesome stuff. So these are all the different spaces here. Here in the middle region we have this stuff here. Some spaceships here. Nebula. a fortress. This is the inner region where we have a warp rift. Some dangerous worlds. Let's take here. I will really take some minutes to do this because I think this is an exceptional, beautiful board, and I think it's worth to take a closer look here. If you don't like it, just try again in a few minutes. We have here the River of Fire. Look how awesome this is. This is so beautiful. It's just amazing. The lair of the Vex cigar, whatever that might be. And here, take a look at this artwork. This is so wonderful. Of course, here, the middle region. And now here on the other side, we have here the battle fleet, Antaeus. Yeah, here we go. This looks just wonderful. Here are some ships of the Eldar. Abandoned ruins. Sanctuary. Some asteroids. A space hulk, of course. Here we have the ancient shrine world. And finally here we have a mutant warlord. And some awesome looking areas here in the outskirts, in the hive world. This is just amazing. Wasteland here, this guy, and here in the middle, take a look at this. A shadowed world. Yeah, here we go. Okay, I just had to show you this because this is really special. I mean, this is something that you don't see all days, I think. Okay, and now I'm gonna set up the game. Okay, so the game is nearly set, and normally I play my games solitaire, meaning that I use normally one character and will try to play against an AI or whatever the game offers, or make up my own rules. Sometimes if it's a cooperative game I play with more characters. But normally I don't play as a split personality or so. So I don't take the sides of more characters. But that works very, very good in Talisman. There is actually no problem. And I think it's even easier in this game because until now there is basically no interaction between the players. There is no direct fighting between the players, and normally you don't have any spell cards like you have in Talisman that you can play on another player, or you don't have any abilities, special abilities that you can use to interact with other players. So in this case it's really simple to play this solitaire. So first we have this guy here, and that is a Tech Priest Engine Seer from the Adeptus Mechanicus. So these are basically very talented technicians, and the Adeptus Mechanicus well, has its origins on Mars, basically. And they united with the Empire, and now these tech priests are loyal servants to the Emperor. But they kind of have their own religion, and they're a little bit special, not like most of the other population of the Imperium. So they have a power limit of 1. That's not true. Their power limit increases with time. They have special abilities. At the end of setup, reveal 4 War Gear cards and acquire 1 at no cost. Then shuffle the rest back into the deck. Okay, let's do this. We have here our War Gear cards. Let's see. 4. Okay. So let's see, we have here a cybernetic arm, which will help us in skill tests, will give us additional strength. We have a medikit. This is a combat shield. And this is a force sword, which helps us also in battle. I think for the beginning might be a good idea to use this, so to take that medikit here. And the others go back. And now we come to my second ability. Each time you acquire a weapon, armor or equipment card with a charge icon, you may place 1 additional charge on the card. So actually here you have now 3 charges. That means you can use the thing 3 times. But because it's an equipment, I can place an additional charge on this. So I can now place 4 charges, these things here, on this card. So I can use the medikit 4 times, and then I have to discard it if I don't find a way to recharge it. Okay, and weapon, armor and equipment cards do not count toward your asset limit. And this is something special that happens if we level up. We have an asset limit of 4. That means that's basically the carrying limit. These are asset cards. And but this thing doesn't count against the carrying limit because of the special ability, because it's equipment. Unlike in Talisman, where you normally can have as much followers as they want, the followers here are also asset. So there is this limit of 4 here, and if this is full, you're not allowed to take more cards, or you have to discard others. Here's a strength of 2, willpower of 1, cunning of 4, and a life of 4. And now up here, you can see these stats. 2, 1, the blue is willpower, cunning is yellow, 4, life, green, 4, and strength is red. And then we have here a sanctioned psyker from the Adeptus Astra Telepathicus. Well, these are obviously people with special psychic abilities, and after their training, which they get from the Adeptus Astra Telepathica, they come normally to the Imperial Guard, when I'm informed right about this. And at the start of your experience phase, you may draw one power card. You cannot substitute your movement roll with a power number. You may discard any number of power cards to gain one influence for each card discarded. He's got an asset limit of 3, strength of 1, willpower 6, cunning 1, and life 4. Okay, and here the third player is a Calidus assassin from the Officio Assassinorum, and well, these are obviously assassins, and they use a special drug called, I think, polymorphium or so, which actually allows them to change their shape. So they can even look like other humanoid aliens. And this works better with, this drug works better with females, so most of these assassins are females. And the special ability is when your die explodes in a battle, roll 2 additional dice instead of 1. You may evade any enemies. So this is pretty awesome actually. And there is an asset limit of 5. And we have a strength of 2, willpower 3, cunning 5, and a life of 4. Okay, and of course I want to show you the miniatures, and actually these are not the usual miniatures that you see in, for example, in Talisman 3rd edition or in Runebound or so. These are only busts. I can only assume that Games Workshop wanted to sell their own miniatures, so they don't want to give the license for the miniatures away. But they are really very detailed. At the beginning I was a little skeptic if I really like these, but I think they look really awesome. And you can remove this lower thing here from the bust to indicate which color it is. So it's this one here, and then we got here, this looks absolutely amazing. For example, this tech priest engine seer, really cool, very detailed, pretty awesome. And that is here, yeah, that's the assassin. Beautiful. Okay. So let's see, we have different ending conditions, different victory conditions, the same as in Talisman. I just drew one randomly. In this case it's nothing special, no special rules, and at the end there is a confrontation, but that doesn't exist here. You simply win the game. It's maybe not that interesting, but maybe for a short playthrough it's not the worst. So let's see, let's read a little bit. The darkness at the edge of our sector shall go unlit no longer. In the Emperor's name, you are commanded to explore this uncharted region, shedding his light on this ebony void lest unknown foes muster beyond our reach. Since the founding of our Entian sector, this area has been anathema, and few have returned from it with their sanity intact. Recent readings of the Emperor's tarot indicate that dark forces bent on our eradication gather there once more. Action is needed lest our entire sector fall. Time is of the essence. Though we've sent many as vanguard reconnaissance, none have proven ardent enough to return alive, and we know not what lies beyond. The one who first returns alive shall prove to all his devotion to the Emperor and the Imperium. The fate of our beloved sector is in your hands. Okay, well, so we place this card here, and it's pretty simple. Basically, again, the same as in Talisman. The game is divided into 3 regions. We have an outer region here, like this, which goes around the board. Then we have the middle region here. And there we have an inner region. The inner region is a little different from Talisman. There you have 2 ways to get to the center of the board. Here it's only one way. You start here and then go like this, in this kind of spiral, and then you can make it here to the center. If you are here, if you make it to the center, you win the game. That's the goal of the game. But there are many challenges here on the way, so you got to level up your character, you got to become stronger, you got to improve your abilities, you got to collect some objects before it makes sense to try to get there. Before you are even allowed to enter this area here, the warp rift, before you can pass this guardian of the rift, this guy here, you need to have a so-called relic. So it's basically the same or very similar to the Talisman, which you needed to enter the Valley of Fire. But so these are the relics, but in different to the Talisman, these things are not completely useless. You can actually use them. They are extremely powerful items. I mean, really, they're absolutely amazing sometimes. So they will definitely help you. How do you get a relic? Well, these are here mission cards. You have to resolve 3 missions. And if you can do this, you can trade them for a relic. Furthermore, we have here corruption cards. Here we have power cards. You've already seen the what are they called? Armor cards or something. And these are basically the event cards. We have blue event cards, red event cards, and yellow event cards. And in general, the blue event cards represent events that are somehow connected to the Tyranids, the alien species here. The red event cards are usually connected to the orcs, and the yellow event cards to the Eldar. And when you are confronted with the Tyranids, you normally have to have a good willpower. Against the orcs you need a good strength, and against the Eldar a high cunning. But this is just, well, kind of a golden rule. This is not always the same. Sometimes there are exceptions. Okay, and then every player gets 3 influence. It's this. And this is basically money. That's the currency of the game. Oops. That's the influence here. So I will distribute this now to all 3 players. Okay, and then each player is allowed to draw power cards up to the power limit. And this player has a power limit of 1 until he reaches this level here, and then he's got a power limit of 2. So for now it's a power limit of 1. He simply draws one of these power cards here. And this says Renown. And these power cards are a new concept here in Relic. And you can use them in two ways. First of all, you can use the power card and you can use this printed text here. Play at the end of your movement phase. Test Cunning 12. If you pass, take one asset, excluding relics, from a player in your area. So this is a time where we find the word area. So the game is not only divided in regions, or the board is not only divided in regions, like the outer region, middle, inner region, but also in areas. And these areas are, well, these, well, let's say, sides of the board here. You have here the main world, Seraglia, for example, which goes from here right to here. And then we have here the phantom stars, which go from here to here. And here on the side, for example, we have the hive world Volgast. And that starts basically here and then goes up to here. And yeah, so these are the areas in this game. So that is one way I could use this power card. The other way is I can use this number here, the 3 in this case. And that simply says I can use this card instead of rolling a die for movement rolls, for battle rolls, and for skill tests. I simply play the card and then then I don't have to roll a die anymore. Important to remember is that I can only use one power card as a substitute for a die roll. So I cannot play, I don't know, a 3 and a 4 or so and add them together. I can only use one power card. Okay, and then in addition, I'm allowed to draw a mission. These are the mission cards. And it says, hurry the advance. There is no time for explanation. Report to these locations immediately. When you acquire this mission card, place one character token on a space with a red thread icon and one character token on a different space with a yellow thread icon. If you are on a space with one of these tokens during your acquire asset step, collect the token and place it on this card. Objective: both character tokens are on this card. Reward: roll one die and gain life equal to the result. Okay, and remember, if I get 3 of the missions, I can gain a relic. I'm only allowed to have one uncompleted mission at the same time. So if I would draw another mission card now, I can decide which one to discard. And these are now the character tokens. Because we have this pink color, we take one of these character markers here. And now it says we have to place one in a space with a yellow thread icon and one on a space with a red icon. So let's see, where are we? We are somewhere here. So maybe it's a good idea to place one here and the other one here. Okay, here we go. The docking station. And this is the war. What? Oh man. Warhound Titan Bay. Yeah, okay. And now let's see. What about this guy here? The Psyker. Well, he's got Iron Discipline. This card can only be played for its power number. But it's got a 6, so this is definitely an amazing card. And then a mission for the Psyker. It says, liberate the Forge World. The servants of the Omnissiah are under attack. Free them from this oppression. Objective, win a battle on a space in a Forge World area. So this is basically this one here. This is the Forge World. Reward. You may keep this card as a completed mission or take it as an ally asset. To take it as an ally, place a character token on it and it gains the following skill bonus. So that would give me a skill bonus of 3. Wait a minute, I haven't changed the stats here actually. I have to do this. Okay, now he's fine, and let's see what the assassin gets. A power card. Again a 6, again Iron Discipline, so can be played only as with the power number. And then, oh wait a minute, actually I forgot that. He can take 2 power cards because his power limit is 2. So I'll draw another one. And this is a 1. And it says lucrative contracts. Play at the start of your movement phase. Roll 1 die and gain influence equal to the result. On a 5 or 6 result, your turn immediately ends after you gain the influence. Okay. And then she has also a power limit of 2, so she can also draw a second power card. And that's another 6. That's another Iron Discipline. Awesome. And a mission for the lady. It says, patrol the sector. A routine patrol. We have little reason yet to be concerned for what could possibly stand in our way. Place 1 character token on this card each time you start your experience phase on a space with a threat icon. Remove 1 character token from this card each time you lose a battle. 3 character tokens on this card, that's the objective. Reward, gain 1 attribute of your choice. Okay, very good. So, now we're finally ready to go. And I will do maybe one or 2 turns for the beginning before I load this up. Okay, so let's start here with the Tech Priest. He's right here. The Omniscient Shrine. And there are these 2 character tokens here. This Titan Bay and the docking station. And that's basically the mission, to get on these spaces. So you can try to do this. So let's roll here. And that's a 4. So that's a good start. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you simply can move here now. And as I already said before, normally there is no interaction. We have this, there is somewhere here, you could play this at the end of the movement phase. Test cunning 12. If you pass, take 1 asset, excluding relics, from a player in your area. Well, his chances to be successful in a cunning test of 12 are pretty low right now. And there is also this, this player has no asset, so it doesn't make any sense to play this card. So he simply stays here, and then you can see these kind of seals here, and that is a yellow threat icon. So that means you have to draw 1 yellow threat card. And that is see that here, a Howling Banshee. And here on the upper right, this is the cunning this Banshee has. So you have to do a battle in cunning. And because we're not so bad in cunning, we have a value of 4. We might be lucky here, but what does that mean? Add 4 to this enemy's battle score if this card was drawn this turn. So this is not so great. And then it says, the psychosonic scream of a howling banshee shatters eardrums as well as spirits. Okay. Do we have any special things? No. Okay. So the attacker with the alien always rolls first. So the banshee rolls now a die. That's a 4. So this is a 6. We add the 4 to the 2, and that's a 6. And we have a 4. So to win this battle, we'd have to roll a 3. And, well, it could be an idea now to use the power card. I mean, why not? We probably won't use this special ability here. So I think that might be a good idea to use this power card. So I do this, so I don't have to roll. Got a 3 plus 4, so that's a 7. That's higher than the Banshee's roll. So we've won the battle, and that means we can take this card as a trophy. If we have altogether a trophies worth 6 points, no matter what kind of points. So it could be red ones or blue ones or whatever. They can all be mixed. It doesn't matter at all. If we got 6 points of trophies, then we can change that and we can level up. We can trade these trophies in a level up. But we don't have to, but we can do it. So, okay. So that was the engagement phase, and then we can now take this thing here, because after fighting enemies there is this, here we go, acquire a set step. So we simply take this token now, place it on the card, and the mission is always half accomplished. And now we go on here with the Psyker. So here we got the Forge World, and the mission of the Psyker is to win a battle there. Well, let's see what we roll as a movement roll. Okay. That's a 6. Fine. Or more or less, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This would be a red symbol here in the wastelands, but our strength is only 1, so that's maybe not the best idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's blue, the soul trap. And this looks much better. We get a 6 here, so I think I'll move there with the Psyker, and we then draw 1 blue card. Let's see what that is. Oh, great! This is an asset, a weapon. Ecclesiarchy Korzek, whatever that is. And that gives me 1 when doing willpower fights. I can add 1 to my willpower. Fine. And then, well, I could draw a power card at the start of my experience step. The experience step is always the last step during a turn. I will show you, I will give you a short overview on how these turns are organized. First you got your movement phase, roll a die, move. Exploration phase is simply draw the cards until you have until you have a number of cards equal to these tokens here. And then you have this engagement phase when you resolve the cards basically. Then you have the experience phase, and there you can, well, you can level up, you can, well, basically that's it. You can spend completed missions to acquire relics, some stuff like that. Okay, but for now, doesn't make any sense because we got a power limit of 2, so I will not. I could have played these lucrative contracts before. Maybe I should have done that. Okay, anyway, it's too late now. And now it's actually her. And she is now here in the darkened glade. And, well, that might be her, I'm not sure. Maybe it is. And what we can do is now, because there is a threat icon there, we can place one character token on that mission card, and that is a brown character token. We place that one here, mission card here, and then let's do the movement here. That's a 3, 1, 2, 3. Well, here we have now two. We have two yellow icons. So we had to draw 2 cards, which might be a little dangerous. 1, 2, 3. This is the lair of the Vexigar. Roll 1 die, miss your next turn, lose 1 life, draw 1 yellow threat card and resolve it, gain 1 cunning. Well, I'm not sure if I want to do that. I think I'll move here. It might be more interesting. So I draw 2. And remember, my special ability is to evade any enemy. So that is very, very strong. So this is in the set, an ally, and this is an enemy, a demon. So what we got to do first we have to meet this enemy. So let's say Chaos Fury, cunning of 2. Well, it shouldn't be too dangerous. We have a cunning of 5. But let's see. If you lose this battle, roll 1 die and move that number of spaces clockwise. After you apply consequences step, immediately end your turn. If you win this battle, gain 1 influence. Fine, so that shouldn't be too bad. We try to fight here, and it attacks. And that's a 6. And this is now a special rule. If you roll a 6, it means that the die explodes. So you cannot only roll this 6, you cannot only roll 6 to these 2, which would give you an 8, but you can simply roll again and add that result also to the roll. And if you roll again a 6, you can roll again and again and again. So sometimes, if you think you already did it, some creatures can become pretty strong, so like this now. So we have an 8 for now, and then we roll again. Oh man, this is a 13. So that's pretty nasty. What I could do is, I could now use my Iron Discipline. And that's a 6, and that also explodes, because it actually counts as a die roll. So I got a 5 plus 6, so that would be a 12, and now I can roll again. But, well, 5 plus 6 is 11, by the way. But I could not play the next card actually, because I can only play 1 card. I'm not absolutely sure if I could actually, but I don't think so. I think I can only play... Can I? Interesting question. Well, actually I think it would be possible to use the second card, because it says you cannot use it for a single roll, but that's not the same roll technically. So I think I could play the second card and even a third one if I had one. But for now I won't do this. I mean, I got this guy had a 13, so now I'm at 11, and I only need a 3 to beat him. Come on. Ah, damn! What a bad start. I wasted this great card and I lose this battle. Damn it. Okay, so now my turn ends. And I cannot hire this ultramarine scout here. And in addition, remove one character token from this card each time you lose a battle. So this character token goes away now. And in addition, I lose a life point. Well, that's not so terribly bad right now, but it was not necessary. It was a weak guy, and damn. Okay. Anyway. So, yeah, that was the first round. I think it's a good time to load this up now, and well, it's gonna be I hope it's gonna be an interesting game. I hope you like it, and yeah, hope to see you in my next videos. Until then, bye. Okay, well, actually, I just realized I made already my first mistakes. First of all, I forgot to add to add 4 when I fought the Howling Banshee. So I lost this battle, didn't win. I cannot take this creature as a trophy. I lose 1 life point, and then my turn immediately ends. So I don't come to this acquire a set step. That would allow me to collect this token here. So that also means that I cannot take the token, so I don't make any yeah, I don't go any further with this mission here. So the second mistake was actually here. The assassin, she lost the game. She lost the fight, so she loses one life. I did that, but there is this Chaos Fury here. You roll 1 die and move that number of spaces clockwise. After you apply consequences step, immediately end your turn. Well, let's see how this works. Okay, so now we see here the different phases of a battle. And the last phase of the battle is the apply consequence phase, which means if we lose the battle, you lose a life point, and then we have to do this. We have to move the number of spaces clockwise, but we don't have to draw a new card there. So, oops, that's a 3. So it's 1, 2, 3. So we end up here again. Okay, so I think that's it now. We've corrected the mistakes, and yeah, hope to see you then.